What if a Ukrainian drone hit a Russian invader speeding on a motorcycle?
A Russian soldier wandered lost in the middle of an open field. When the drone got close to him, the soldier tried covering himself with some kind of bag. Though nobody understands why, but he left his most important body part completely exposed to the strike. We see Russian soldiers here because the area is packed with a whole bunch of sleeping Russian troops. Let's just call them that for now, but then the drone identifies two more targets. One soldier climbing out of a trench and walking around. Ukrainian FPV drones operate during nighttime hours as well. This entire forest is crawling with Russian soldiers. No matter which tree you look behind, there's either a living enemy or one that's already finished. Ukrainian pilots work constantly to make sure there are more finished ones, clearing the forest of all the garbage that has piled up there in massive amounts. They attempt to hide themselves under anti-drone camouflage cloaks, but these don't provide any real protection and sometimes actually make the situation worse for Russian soldiers. Another Russian soldier got lost, wandering in the middle of a field. He attempted to shoot down the drone by firing at it repeatedly, but every shot missed the target. The next one concealed himself behind a tree trunk thinking he was completely invisible, but he was totally wrong about that. Another soldier decided to simply freeze in place and not move at all. Russian soldiers do this extremely often, so perhaps they're actually taught that if you stay perfectly still, the pilot won't engage you. But in reality, that's not how it works at all. Snow covers the front line areas, and Russian soldiers are still walking around on Ukrainian territory. However, for the next enemy soldier, it's all finished now. He sat down under a tree, feeling cold and completely alone. But in the future, he won't have to suffer through this anymore. In this situation, the pilots noticed a particular pattern on the ground. These are distinctive marks left behind after Russian Grad rocket systems had fired from that exact location. They must have hidden the launchers somewhere close by. And that's exactly right. The pilots spot two multiple launch rocket systems and start working on them with dropped grenades. The first grenade doesn't land very accurately, but the second one strikes the target with precision. After that impact, the remaining shells start detonating. First launcher destroyed successfully. Next, the second rocket system gets hit with the last available grenade. Not very successful this time. Because of this, the pilots asked a nearby unit to help eliminate this target. Within a few minutes, a kamikaze strike drone arrives and transforms the Russian Grad into worthless scrap metal. The explosion looks spectacular. In summary, just a few grenades and drones, costing less than $2,000 total, were able to destroy two enemy targets valued at more than $2 million, not even counting the missiles that were loaded on board these systems. Next up, a Russian vehicle with a soldier hiding behind it for cover. He fires a shot that passes quite close to the drone, but it's not enough, and the drone responds with perfect accuracy. The forests near Pokrovsk currently hide an enormous number of Russian soldiers who are attempting to push beyond these wooded areas, but the forests are becoming their final destination. Russian soldiers try to hide, run away, and destroy approaching drones, but almost nobody succeeds in doing so. They're all marked for elimination. Their outcome is already decided. In Donetsk Oblast, Ukrainian strike drones operate daily against Russian shelter positions. Deep dugouts dug into the earth and reinforced with thick wooden logs. This is where enemy forces store ammunition and equipment, and attempt to hide from incoming strikes. Such positions can survive artillery bombardment, but they cannot withstand the precise impact of an FPV drone. The camera captures the barely visible entrance to the dugout shelter, after which the operator guides the drone onto the perfect flight path. The explosion happening inside doesn't just destroy the shelter itself, it destroys ammunition stores, cluster munitions, grenades, and everything the Russians had stockpiled for their next planned attack. What's interesting is that sometimes a single direct hit on one dugout detonates so powerfully that it triggers neighboring storage sites, creating a devastating chain reaction effect. This saves valuable resources and destroys in one single flight what the enemy spent weeks accumulating and preparing. The temperature spikes are intense. Motorcycles are something Ukrainian pilots encounter very frequently. They eliminate them every single day because they've become an extremely popular method of transportation for Russian forces. The bikes offer speed and maneuverability, but provide zero protection from aerial threats. Soldiers riding them become easy targets, moving predictably along roads and trails. Russian forces continue trying different approaches to avoid detection. Some attempt traveling in small dispersed groups. Others move only during poor weather conditions, hoping clouds will provide cover. A few try painting their vehicles with improvised camouflage patterns. None of these methods prove consistently effective against persistent aerial surveillance and experienced drone operators who've learned to recognize every trick. The tactical advantage of controlling the airspace at low altitudes cannot be overstated. Ukrainian forces maintain eyes on nearly every major supply route and staging area. This constant observation allows real-time tracking of enemy movements and rapid response with strike assets. Russian commanders struggle to move forces or supplies without detection. Every convoy risks interception. Every gathering point risks becoming a target. The psychological toll on Russian soldiers from constant drone presence continues growing. Troops report extreme anxiety knowing they can be observed and struck at any moment. Sleep deprivation becomes common as soldiers remain hyper-alert through the night. Morale problems compound as casualties mount from drone strikes. Many captured soldiers cite fear of drones as their primary concern during combat operations. Equipment losses from drone strikes accumulate relentlessly, creating unsustainable attrition. Vehicles cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to replace. Rocket systems like the Grads destroyed earlier represent millions in the lost capability. Trained crews take months or years to develop. When losses occur faster than replacements arrive, combat effectiveness degrades continuously. The cumulative impact weakens entire units over time. Ukrainian drone operations benefit from rapid innovation and adaptation. New tactics get developed, tested, and shared across units quickly. Equipment modifications happen based on operator feedback. Training programs incorporate recent lessons learned. This organizational agility gives Ukrainian forces persistent advantages as they evolve faster than opponents can counter. Finally, we have a wonderful compilation where Ukrainian kamikaze drones target Russian vehicles that Russian soldiers use to reach their forward positions. But very often, this becomes their final journey. Since most roads along the front line get monitored every single day, surveillance and detection happen from above, and after identification comes the strike. The roads have become kill zones where traveling by vehicle means accepting enormous risk. Drivers attempt varying their routes and timing, but surveillance coverage remains comprehensive. Some vehicles get destroyed while moving, others get hit while stopped or parked. The result stays consistent. Transportation networks that should enable operations instead become vulnerability points that drain resources and personnel. The dominance of cheap unmanned systems over expensive conventional forces represents a fundamental shift in military capability. Traditional calculations about force ratios and firepower advantages no longer apply when $1,000 drones can eliminate million-dollar systems. This economic asymmetry forces complete rethinking of how modern conflicts get fought and what types of capabilities provide actual battlefield advantage. Looking forward, the lessons being learned here will influence military thinking globally for decades. The effectiveness of small, unmanned systems against conventional forces has been demonstrated beyond question. Defense establishments worldwide now prioritize drone capabilities in their planning and procurement. The future of warfare is being written in real time over Ukrainian territory. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for daily updates showing the latest operations and developments. Turn on notifications so you never miss new footage. Share these videos with anyone interested in understanding how modern combat actually works. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.